Students, we've been working on some of the different word parts, and we've been working on prefixes, suffixes, base words, and word roots.
In the next lesson, Ms. Olds guides her students in an examination of assimilated prefixes. They make the meaning connection among the different spellings of the assimilated prefixes IN, IL, IR, and IM, prefixes that all mean not.
What do you notice about the spellings of these words?
I noticed that they have IM, IR, IL, and IN.
What else do you notice?
Sometimes it changes the meaning.
Only sometimes?
All the time.
All the time.
What happens when you put a prefix on a word?
It makes it.
It changes it from
Changes meanings?
It changes the. Doesn't it make it always opposite?
Well, not all prefixes make the opposite.
And how would knowing the prefixes that are on the beginning of each of these words, how would that help you figure out the meaning of a word that you don't know?
If you know what the prefix means, then you would kind of know that. If you know what responsible is and you don't know what irresponsible means, if you know the prefix, you would know that it would mean the opposite of responsible.
Do you see any of these words that you think might be difficult to spell if you had just spelled them? Suppose I had given you the word illegal. You would have tried to spell it that way? Or would somebody want to spell immature this way?
No.
Ms. Olds goes to the whiteboard to discuss syllabication, and the students turn to their dictionaries. This is a chance for Ms. Olds to remind them how prefixes are displayed in dictionaries.
At one time, there was only one of these prefixes that meant not. Do you know which one it was?
IM.
It wasn't IN. No.
IR.
It was IN.
Maybe we should look at a dictionary.
Wait,
and
maybe.
See.
That's a very good idea.
Well,
Let's
because
do
then
that.
you could see if it has.
I want you to look up the prefix IM.
IM.
IM. And tell me what it says about it. Or Nick can if he wants. I want you to tell me what it says about IM. It says CIN. And that means to find the meaning, you have to go back and look up the prefix IN. And that shows you that that was originally the prefix. Well, how did we get all these others? How do we get IL? How do we get IR? How do we get IM?
Maybe because of the way you have to pronounce the word.
You can't have IN for every word because eventually you'll run out of IN.
Well, maybe just because if you try pronouncing all the words with IN, and you sometimes it'd be too difficult to say. And if the way you say it, it might if you try saying immortal. If you say that faster with the IN, it starts to sound like immortal.
Yes.
Immortal. And let's try saying it. Say it several times. Immortal. What happens? Your tongue's getting all twisted up in there. And Nick is right. That is exactly what happened. That in got sucked in to the base word there. It got absorbed by it. It got assimilated by it.
While Ms. Olds has told them about absorbed prefixes, now it is time for the students to discover the pattern. They now study the double consonants.
With the double letters, the doublets, in a separate column. And I'd like you to take this column and just put it aside, the one without the double letters, and just concentrate on those with the double letters. And I'd like you to do a subsort. And for the subsort, I want you to sort by the beginning consonant of the base word.
So like the N's, the R's.
Right.
Okay. Wow, I already have a pile.
Ms. Olds begins the reflection part of the lesson here by asking students to see if they can discover a principle that explains when we use which spelling.
How would you know when you need to keep IN and when you need to change it to either an IM or an IR or an IL? Do you see any hints in those words.
Well, maybe because like, at the beginning of all the base words, they start with the same letter that the prefix ends with.
Oh, so do you think that's always the case?
Maybe.
So do you think
Yeah.
that you could create a rule about which prefix to use if a base word starts with a vowel?
If the base word begins with vowel, you normally would put an I-N in front of it.
Okay. What I'm going to ask you to do right now is to record this subsort. So once you've finished your recording, would you just pick up all your word chips?
To close this lesson, Ms. Olds asked the children to reflect on what they learned.
You have done a great job of creating some rules already for which prefix to use, whether to use IM, IL, or IR. I would like you to think for a minute about something you learned today, and as we go around, I'd like everybody to share one thing that you think you can do better now, that you know more about, something that will improve your vocabulary, something that might improve your spelling. Nick?
I learned that back then there's only one prefix for these, and it was IN, and then as time went on, they like changed into different ones by how you say it. And now I think I'll be able to spell better.
Catherine?
I learned how to spell them better and how to pronounce them better.
With Ms. Old's guidance, these students are discovering this important principle of upper-level spelling. Ms. Olds extends the study of prefixes by showing students how to play a new word study game.
No.
All right. What do you think, Nick?
No.
Okay, then you get it.